What's going on, guys? It's Dan and Quinn here from Team The Sharks, coming at you with our first ever match video featuring Battle Sisters and ZTB.
Hey everybody, I'm the one piloting OTT in this game, so I'll be commenting on what exactly I did and how I'm trying to win during this game.
And I'll be commenting on some of Bailey's actions in this game. We both run ZTBs, and if you guys haven't had a chance to check out our deck profiles, then please feel free to do so on our channel.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about having more matches on this channel, I'd say. Although this is only the first one, we're recording them every Friday at locals. Whatever is going to be the grand finals at locals, I'm excited to have.
Definitely. We have a lot of great content coming at you guys. It's a little slow in the beginning just because we're getting started. We're trying to work out everybody's schedules, but we're trying to get on track and have a regular, recurring uploading schedule.
Yeah, and especially on when we comment on other matches, it'd be really cool if we could have all three of us commenting on them since the whole channel.
Exactly. So this looks like it's going to be a really exciting game. We're just doing the mulligan right now and trying to figure out who goes first. It looks like Bailey's riding into his Arca and passing for his first turn.
I'm just going to ride into grade 1 attack, normal grade 1 turn. I think riding into an Arca is an ideal choice. Yeah, it looks bad at first because he gets rid of a perfect guard, but he soul blasts it later to use its skill and get an additional one.
Exactly. Right now, Bailey's grade 2 turn, this is when he can really start to push for that hand advantage, using his Tiger over there, net an extra card in his hand, and try to have some guarding ability when Quinn over here goes into his big stride.
Yeah, you definitely want to rush back against OTT because they're rush hard. Now I'm going to use my starter here, and this is exactly the card I wanted to see. It's so funny that I got 3 of them. It nets me an extra card in my hand if you don't know what it does. I Soul Blast 1 when I have 3 other Battle Sisters on the field to draw a card. That's why I called the grade 1 booster.
Alright, let's see how Bailey responds. Right now, Quinn is resolving some of his effect. Ideally, Bailey will try to use up some of his 10Ks so he can take less damage, and he's obviously not going to be using them later on with the guard restrict.
Now I'm swinging with this column last, obviously because it's boosted, but also because it's a 19K when it's attacking with the 12K, so it's really good on a grade 2 turn.
So solid magic numbers over there.
And Bailey's obviously deciding if he wants to ride into a grade 3. It's pretty... whoever gets a stride first is better off, especially in this matchup. Now he's going to swing at a rear guard to not deal me a damage. He gets that heal, which is really good for him here, so that he can better deal with my aggro turns.
Alright, let's see what Quinn's up to here. He chooses to re-ride into another grade 2, then 10K will help with the defensive plays.
Yeah, riding 10Ks, I like running them because it's another way to force your opponent to ride up to grade 3, which is what I really want Bailey to do here. I want to kill him off first stride because ZTB gets so much advantage on their strides.
Especially since you really try to win during your first guard restrict turn. Alright, looks like Bailey rode into Jet G.
And he calls another grade 3 here, which means he either has another grade 3 in hand. Actually, we can see that in his hand there. It's smart, so his hand gets less clunky and he has more pressure on the board. He's still swinging at all of my rear guards, another really smart move to get rid of all the resources possible from me and leaving me without a flippable damage, which he successfully does. I'm also going to ride into grade 3 because I can stride first here. I use the skill, put the card to the bottom, and I stride. Now, I just got this card, which was awesome. It's what I go into when I don't have a counter blast. Bailey doesn't know what it is, it looks like. I Soul Blast 1 when it's called on Vanguard Circle, and I check the top cards in my deck equal to the number of units I have, and I add a unit to my hand. It's pretty simple, it's not too strong, but it's something that I can do that's not a vanilla stride.
Definitely a solid first stride option. I wouldn't say it's quite as good as Bailey's first stride option, but what can you say when your second stride pretty much wins you the game?
Yeah, definitely. Now, I use that crit trigger there. I mean, you could say, I don't need to use it because I only have 1 damage, but I really want that crit in the deck since he's at 4 damage. I just really want to see those crits so I can finish him off this turn if possible.
Right, your deck really wants to kill off your opponent before they can gain some more hand advantage and then survive your later turns, because you don't really have a very good late game.
Now, I got a heal trigger, which is pretty much useless. Nothing much to say about that. It's good to have a G-Guard in my hand, though.
Alright, Bailey using his G-Guardian, recycling that heal trigger back to his deck, and he's going for the stride fodder.
Yeah, it's definitely good for him to use his G-Guardians now because he can't do it later in the game, and it looks like he has way more than enough guard in order to survive this turn. I didn't put on too much pressure in my stride.
Alright, looks like Bailey is deciding what to do.
He's guarding this attack, and now he's taking his turn.
Alright. Bailey's gonna stride using his Serpent.
So as you see now, Bailey's down to 2 cards in his hand, but he's about to get way back up there with his first stride.
Yep, that's what his deck is known for.
Chrono Dran, Netsu 2 cards.
That's right. Whatever he goes into, he could either choose to go into his Avenir Phoenix or his Split Pegasus here. I would personally go for the Split Pegasus so he can... Oh, he goes for the Phoenix there. Alright, that's another solid play.
Well, if he goes for the Pegasus, he gets 2 grade 2s because he has a grade 3 on board.
Exactly.
I think he wants to
he's
keep
using
the grade 3
effect.
for Dran,
Exactly.
yeah.
So that's definitely a solid option, especially since that Serpent grade 3 on board isn't really necessary, so we can just easily call something over it without losing too much.
And he had another one of those grade 1s in his hand. I forgot the name, the one that nets you an extra card, so he's going to get just 1 extra card at the end of his turn.
Yep.
Oh, you know, another reason why he went into it is because he already G-guarded. He mentioned he likes to do this so he can get 2 more columns off of this attack.
Yep, exactly. Alright, so he's checking the top 5.
A lot of triggers.
Lots of triggers, but he got 2 really good cards, actually.
That's perfect.
The one on the right is going to enable him to call a booster for his Chrono Doge, as he likes to call it. And then Chrono Doge obviously nets him another extra card to his hand.
Yeah, that's ideally what you want to be seeing.
He's at GB3, so both of those rear guards will get the plus 2,000 power boost.
And another heal trigger. This is so perfect for Bailey for surviving my turn.
Looks like Quinn is deciding whether or not he wants to take that damage.
That is my damage. I'm deciding where to put the plus 5k, I think.
Alright, so he's swinging with that card first, checking the top 3 cards of his deck, just trying to get a booster. Goes for the Stride Fodder. Not too good, but it's still a 7k booster. He'll definitely take that.
It's your second best option compared to the guy that gets you a card.
Yeah, we take those.
We take 7k boosters.
Alright, so that's swinging for 20k. Not quite the 21 that Bailey was looking for, but he still gets an extra card to his hand. He goes for the stand trigger, which will be very crucial later on in the game. In case you guys don't know what it does, he pushes the stand to soul and puts another card from the bottom of his deck. At the end of a battle that anything attacked, he can stand one of his rear guards.
And it doesn't matter that he has the grade 0 to his hand. Since he got the heal and he's at 3 damage, he's not as worried about my Ichikashima turn, because he can afford to take 2 damage here. And so since that's in his hand, he can use the skill next turn and get more pressure against me.
Which is kind of a risky move considering you get triggers like crazy.
Oh yeah. I love it. So yeah, obvious choice is to go into Ichikashima here. I use the on-stride and her skill. It gives me 3 free cards pretty much.
So this is definitely going to be a big turn for you, because if you can't put him at a big enough disadvantage to finish him off here, then you only have one other chance to end the game.
Yeah, and he like 100% goes into a restander after this. I believe I'm at 4 damage already, so I'm at the danger point.
Not to mention that the longer the game progresses, the more cards he's going to have face up in his G zone to further boost up his next stage if he chooses to go into it later on.
Now I just use another crit trigger ability here. 1, because I wanted the crit in the deck. 2, because all my damage are flipped right now.
So this definitely looks like it's going to be a solid turn for you, Quinn.
Yeah, this is definitely a solid turn, but Bailey has, I think, more than enough to guard. I see 1 Arca in his hand right there. He actually takes this attack. I only get 1 crit, not enough to kill him, sad. I run 12 of them. If you watch the deck profile, you know.
Yep, Bailey got a defensive trigger there. He gets the plus 5k to his Vanguard, so that's definitely going to help him guard against the upcoming attacks. Intercepts with both of his rear guards. It's not an issue because in that deck he can easily replenish them next turn.
And perfect guard's the last attack.
Alright, so he survives that. Now he's going to have to build up his hand if he hopes to survive the next guard restrict turn.
I think he has 2 Arcas in the drop zone too, so he could
he can definitely recycle one of them and grab one in his hand, yep.
I have a pretty sizable hand right there. I don't know exactly what's in it though.
Alright, Bailey's probably going to go for... I'm not sure, to be honest.
He goes into gear next.
He should be going into gear next, I agree. Right.
He's still just deciding here. Yeah, definitely the gear next.
Okay, cool.
That's the most pressure you can think of.
Yep.
I mean, was he running Gear Groovy at this point?
At this point he was, yes.
What would you think about going into Gear Groovy there?
I feel like it's too early, because if he's going into Groovy, he's going to be going into next stage, and it's just way too early for that.
Right.
Especially since it's basically risking the rest of the game if he goes into next stage.
Oh yeah, because you can only do it once, so...
Yeah, you can only do it once, but you also lose so much hand advantage just by dropping those 3 cards, as opposed to just going into this card and
getting them from the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, he already has something on the field that's relatively useless for him.
If you recycle the 3 from the field, you'll just be able to net 5, so...
So yeah, he uses an Arca. Yeah, that's obviously just defense for the next turn.
He goes into the stand trigger that allows you to stand a rear guard. And he's going to be able to get another rear guard because of his unicorn.
Yeah, and he used the crit trigger to give +3 to his unicorn, and I believe that's because he's planning to stand it using the stand trigger. It's just
which is an interesting choice
attack.
Because if he does choose to use the stand trigger, and that's 2 cards off the board that he could be putting back into the deck with gear next rather than dropping them from his hand. Alright, so looks like Bailey swinging at the Vanguard, Quinn's guarding with a 5k from hand and intercepting with the rear guard.
And the big boy turn. Oh, ooh, I'm at 3 damage here. Oh, that's nice. And I no guard this attack. No triggers from Bailey.
But he does have that 1 Arca to his hand.
He just drive checked and he has 2 now.
You know for a fact he's got 2, so that's no matter what, 2 attacks that he's guarding.
GG my next turn. He's putting 3 from hand back.
Interesting. He's going for the more aggro plays rather than defensive.
Definitely.
Alright, so he's able to
Well, he
stand
has
up.
all the offense on the board he needs.
Yeah. Stands gear next, gets twin drive and an extra plus 10k power. Bailey does run 4 stands in his deck, so if he gets another one here, then it'll definitely be a big push that he's looking for.
I think he's down to 2 cards in hand. He has an Arca and a heal trigger. Oh, he's using Unicorn skill once again.
Calling another card to the board.
Why do you think he did that?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I would have.
There's really no use.
Personally, if I was going that route, I would call over the Tiger if I got a grade 2, but obviously it didn't look like he got one. I think that's what he was going for.
Okay, so let me explain here. I'm showing my hand right now. I had nothing to guard with. I just had 5Ks. It's highly unfortunate because he had another swing with his Vanguard. I would have lost anyways, so it was a good game.
Alright guys, that wraps up our first ever match video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that just as much as Quinn and I did commenting on it.
Hell yeah, dude. That was awesome, and we were just going to get better at commentating in our videos. It's only our first one so far, and we're starting out small.
Honestly, we just kind of decided to wing that one. I think it went well. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more great videos like this one, because we do have more coming, please make sure to subscribe and hit that like button.
Smash that like button.
Ooh, smash that like button. Thanks, guys.
Get mad at that shit.